What's up guys, Ivan Carranza here, and today we're gonna talk about learning how to play guitar as a bass player. Before we continue, let me tell you that this video is sponsored by DistroKid. DistroKid is an online music distribution platform that puts your music into all major streaming services out there, such as Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, etc., and on social media apps such as Instagram and TikTok. The cool thing about DistroKid is that you get to keep 100% of your royalties and you only have to pay a yearly subscription fee. And you can upload with that subscription as much music as you want. And they have released a feature which is pretty interesting, especially nowadays considering that we're in a pandemic and there are a lot of people collaborating online. And the feature is called Teams, and it allows you to distribute the earnings of a particular project, maybe an album, an EP, a song, into, distribute it to all the members who participated into that. So that could be very beneficial if you have a band and maybe you're the main songwriter, but some of the other members also wrote some music. You can set the distribution right into DistroKid so that everyone gets a piece of the earnings. And if you want to learn more about DistroKid, there's a link in the description below to check that out. And you can also get a discount of your first subscription if you use my code down below. Now, you might be wondering, why am I talking to you about playing guitar? This is a bass channel, right? As some of you might know, I had an accident last year and I had to be in bed for like 5 to 6 months. I couldn't do much. I couldn't play bass. But I noticed that I could play guitar because the guitar body is smaller, the neck is smaller, so I could like lay down in my bed and put the guitar on my leg and practice a little bit. So I started learning the basics each day. And first of all, learning new things is always good for your brain. It fuels up your brain. And that definitely helped me to, stay like focused on something because I couldn't do a lot. So just learning something new was also keeping me mentally healthy. And I learned the very basics, started with open chords, stuff like that, because I knew how to play power chords, stuff like that, but that's not really knowing how to play the whole thing. So I learned like how chords were built, some bar chords, stuff like that. And also I noticed that, first of all, because I knew how the fretboard was built on a bass or how the notes were on a bass, I could already know like the lowest 4 strings I could get my way around, right? It was the top 2 strings that were causing the most issues. But I started just practicing some scales up and down. And just moving it around, right? And the pentatonics and whatnot. I learned a couple of basic songs. And now that I've gotten back to playing bass more regularly, I've noticed that my playing has improved, if I may say so, even though I didn't practice for like half a year. And I think that comes from learning how to play guitar, because I see myself playing phrases that I didn't used to play, and I think it comes from learning the instrument. And also, like, some basic stuff like doing bends, which hurt a lot at the beginning, like stuff like that. And I see myself doing some more of that like bluesier phrasing on the bass now that I've gotten to play again. And like I said, you don't need to be like extremely proficient at the instrument to notice an impact to your playing, because just knowing the open chords, some basic stuff, stuff like that, you can pick up songs also quicker, because you hear a chord, you hear some progressions, and you're like, okay, that's I don't know, G major to C major, and then he throws in this D sus, and you understand things a lot better that way. And the advantage of learning guitar compared to learning something completely new, like a piano, for example, is that you already have, like, I would say 70% of the technique down, because you already know how to play bass. So your fretting hand already knows how to move around. You have to adjust to a smaller scale and some finer movements, and also some different finger positions to get some chords to ring properly. But it's, the neural pathways are already there for you to move the hand. When you learn something new like a piano, which I had to do to get my degree in music, you're learning something from the ground up, right? So all the motor pathway has to, get adjusted. And I think learning how to play piano or being able to play piano and keys is a great skill to have, like a very good skill to have, especially if you want to play like synth bass, for example. But I personally hated practicing piano. Like, I despised practicing piano during my degree in music. I would just, my brain would fry completely, like after 1 hour of practicing. And I can play bass for hours, right? Like the whole day, or I can play guitar for like hours. And you get the benefit that you get to hear harmony like completely. Right? You're hearing full chords, so you can understand how things are built as well. And like I said, you can take the things that you already know on the bass, like basic triads, and apply them here. The other benefit is that you get from learning how to play guitar is, especially electric guitar, is that you have to play with a pick. And if you don't know how to play with a pick on the bass, you're learning a skill for both instruments at the same time. And being able to play with a pick on the bass is also a great skill to have for different genres, not only rock music. So you're winning on both instruments at the same time, which is very, very cool. And one of the cool things that you can do once you know some basic chords at least, is that you can set a looper and record a basic chord progression, like, I don't know, something like that, and practice playing bass lines to that. And that way you're putting yourself in a more realistic situation, because you're not just practicing your lines to play in tenths, like that. I've noticed that, at least for me, it has improved my ability to, to hear things, to phrase things. And also, I've noticed that it has helped me my ability to write music. Because, well, first of all, I really like rock music. And, guitars are great for that, of course. But also, because it's a different instrument, sometimes, even without using a pick, just grabbing the guitar, you come up with new stuff that you might think, oh, that's actually a really cool bass line, so let me record that, or let me save it on my phone, or whatever, and then you can translate that to your bass, and maybe you get like a cool picking line. Something that, I don't know, but you might come, or you might find yourself playing different things because it's a different instrument, and you can still, like I said, it's not transpose, but translate what you're playing here to the bass, and that opens up new phrases, new vocabulary, your ears get better, and so forth. So therefore, I would encourage you to learn at least the basics, the open chords, some bar chords, and then maybe start adding some scales, pentatonics, and then some solos maybe. But the basic stuff already takes you a big step forward and has a good effect on your bass playing and on your overall musical development. So I hope you guys liked the video. Let me know in the comments which other instruments do you play. And also, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with the content that's coming to the channel. As always, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care.